War, not handshakes between old enemies, seemed the most likely scenario at the start of the year. But a new government in Iran and a new attitude in America and the West made this agreement possible. The embraces were for the woman who brokered the deal, the EU's Lady Ashton.
Good morning, sir.
Here in Geneva, John Kerry, the US Secretary of State, said Iran had agreed to restrictions on its nuclear program. Among them, cutting stocks of enriched uranium and stopping work on a controversial nuclear plant. His boss said the deal addressed what mattered most to the US and its allies.
These are substantial limitations which will help prevent Iran from building a nuclear weapon. Simply put, they cut off Iran's most likely paths to a bomb.
Javad Zarif, Iran's foreign minister, said he'd achieved what mattered most to his country: recognition of its continued right to enrich uranium, which can be used to make a nuclear bomb, something Mr. Zarif insists Iran does not want to do.
We believe that the current agreement, the current plan of action, as we call it, in two distinct places, has a very clear reference to the fact that Iranian enrichment program will continue and will be a part of any agreement, now and in the future.
When the Americans brought in the stars and stripes for their statement, they denied any such right had been conceded. It is still a remarkable diplomatic breakthrough. Iran and the West are learning to work together.
Diplomacy is often about doing deals with and trying to work on some issues with people who you disagree with about other issues. And we don't just go around the world talking to people we are pleased with.
That doesn't reassure the Israelis, who may now try to mobilize their allies in the United States against the agreement.
What was concluded in Geneva last night is not a historic agreement. It's a historic mistake. It's not made the world a safer place. We cannot and will not allow a regime that calls for the destruction of Israel to obtain the means to achieve this goal.
What they've done here in Geneva is negotiate a preliminary deal which allows them 6 months to try to get a permanent agreement. If they can eliminate Iran's nuclear plans as a potential source of war in the Middle East, it will be an historic achievement. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Geneva.